DreamKingz Films. We're here with Coach Bob Shields of the Baldwin Indians. Hey, Coach, you've been out here about 2-3 weeks now with your squad. Real quick, just talk to me about that and let me know what excites you about this group of Indians.
Veteran group come back on defense. Dale Walker, Tyson McClendon, two pretty good defensive linemen. Gregory Washington's going to lead the linebackers, and then Malcolm Harvin probably be the DBs, and then got Carl Neesmith's kind of the tweener. He can play pretty much any level. So we got a good group coming back on that. Offensively, I've got Bryce Tompkins, quarterback, coming back, and then a whole bunch of babies at receiver. So hopefully, defensively, we should be pretty good. Offensively, how fast can the babies, grow up and step into the role they need to do?
Yes, sir, Coach. Let's talk about the defense for a little bit real quick. Tyson McClendon, one of the better overall players here in the Jacksonville area. Can you talk about his skill set and what he brings to the table?
Highly explosive kid. Great first step. Probably as far as guys in the area, probably one or two as far as the first three steps get off as far as a pass rusher. He can also play, outside backer. We can move him to safety. He's probably about 6'2", 195. Just an explosive athlete.
Yes, sir. Same question with Carl Neesmith, Coach. Talk about his skill set and what he brings to the table.
He's the same thing. Basically, they're almost like twins. They're both about 6'2", 6'3", both long range, pretty good strength. And, both can play on the line as a stand-up rusher, slide back into the outside back or secondary. Just depending on the matchup with who he plays, where they're going to play at.
Yes, sir, Coach. Both Carl and Tyson say they may lead the team in sacks. Tyson say he may get 17 sacks, Coach. Can you talk about that? And also, can Tyson reach that mark?
He had 16 last year. It's about want to, and then again, it comes down to, can we get up on teams on offense to make you have to throw the ball? If we can't get up and make them throw, then obviously we're in trouble because they're running the ball to run the clock out. So if they want to get those sack totals, we got to do our job on offense to put them in a position to be able just to rush the passer.
Yes, sir, Coach. Greg Washington, talk about his skill set and also talk about the rest of those Indian linebackers, Coach.
So Gregory Washington is a very cerebral guy. He's highly intelligent, gets us lined up right, loves contact, likes to talk a little trash. He's the guy that fire stars, what I call him, gets everybody fired up. And then the other guy would be Malcolm Harvin, who's the exact opposite, who might say one or two words and just shows up and just works hard every day and doesn't say much, but just does what his job is.
Yes, sir, Coach. A couple of your players say Marquise London may lead the Indians in interceptions, Coach. Can you talk about Marquise and also who you feel may lead this group in interceptions?
Well, Lonnie's got the best chance. He's going to get his first real chance to be on the big stage, play corner. He's got great ball skills. He's strong, he's fast. It's just how much confidence can he play with? Yep. He's going to get beat. It's a corner, and that's the thing with the corner is as long as you can forget and move on to the next play, you're fine. Because we're going to play, cover three or man, so he's going to get his chances.
Yes, sir, Coach. Give me a young guy that may step up on this Indians defense and have a breakout season this year.
Young guy on the defense. That's a tough one because most of the guys are, veterans. I'd say the young guy, honestly, that might be Mark Miller. He's going to be a 9th grader. He plays, middle school is probably one of the best slot receiver, running back, safety types. I don't know how much we'll put him. We might play him on defense in the secondary, but I'm probably going to use more in the slot or the backfield, to be honest with you.
Yes, sir, Coach Mark Miller. Talk about his skill set a little bit more. He made our top 100 list for the class of 2024, top 10 kid at that. Can you talk about his skill set a little bit more? And can Mark make an impact on offense as a freshman?
Oh, immediately. He's, I think he came in like 3rd in the city as a 7th grader in the 100 meters, in the city championship. Great vertical speed, great lateral movement. Not the biggest kid. He's probably about 5'5", but as far as making adjustments on a ball in the air, he's the best kid we've got. He just comes natural. He's like a center fielder. He's got great body control, highly explosive. Yes, so sir. He's going to surprise some people.
Yes, sir, Coach. Give me something on your quarterback, Bryce Tompkins. Flying under the radar, I'm not sure how, but he's one of the better overall quarterbacks in the area. Can you give me something on Bryce, Coach?
Bryce is a cerebral kid, another smart guy. He can read the defense. He can check us into the right player, if we're in the wrong play, because sometimes I call the wrong play, and he's got the green light to check us out. He threw for over 2,300 yards, I think 25 touchdowns last year. And, he just makes the right read and throws the ball on time. He's got a great arm, great touch, and You know, he's gotten a lot better shape physically. I think he might actually be able to surprise some people with a little bit of running this year. I think he might be a little bit more mobile, which is going to be exciting.
Yes, sir, Coach. Do you think Bryce could step up and take this Indians offense to the next level this year?
If we're going to do anything, he has to. You know, that's the challenge. He's a senior now. You know, last year he had all seniors around him. This year he's got, you know, one senior and a bunch of juniors and sophomores. So offensively, he's going to go how he goes.
Yes, sir, Coach. Jamal Lee going to light up that scoreboard. Mal Press as well, Coach. Can you talk about your two receivers and what they bring to the table?
Jamal's going to be the guy we move around. We'll move him inside. We'll move him outside. Might put him at Wildcat. I'm toying with that idea. You know, he's a highly explosive athlete. He's a thick receiver. You know, some kids are, you know, skinnier and frail. He's not that guy. You know, very strong physically. Malpress is going to be, you know, we lost Xavier McGriff, and so we got two guys trying to fight for that, you know, to replace Xavier. And so Malpress is probably 6'3.5", 6'4". He's a basketball guy. You know, he's just learning. If he figures out just go get the ball, he's going to be tough to beat. And then Larry Worst, the other one, who's about 6'2", 6'3". It's just, you know, they've got to figure out who's going to take that spot because, you know, you can't coach 6'2", 6'3" that can jump. So it's about learning the plays and making the catch.
Yes, sir, Coach. Kevin Davis kind of remind me of Maurice Jones-Drew out there. Look like he done transformed his body over these past few months. Can you talk about your running back and his skill set, Coach?
One cut downhill guy. We're going to give it to him, and it's one cut, and then linebacker better be ready for contact, otherwise we're going to be doing all right.
Yes, sir. Can you talk about the offensive line and who's going to keep Bryce with a clean jersey and open up holes for Kevin and others?
So we got, let's see here, 4-year starter Connor Perry. He's going to be a guard or tackle. I'm not really sure who's going to step up because I lost the tackle. So he's about 6'3", 295, big, strong kid. He played guard the first 3 years. I think he's probably going to move to left tackle. We'll see. That'll be camp thing. Him or Hagan McQuaid, who was our center last year, and he'll be a junior, but they both started as freshmen. And then Jahari Wilkins, he's a senior. He'll be the right tackle. He's the big old guy out there.
Yes, sir.
He's a big human being. Hopefully he can get enough shape to help us on defense too. And then Elliot Feliciano's going to take over the center spot, and I got one spot with 3 guys. I got to find out who can do it. But I've got 3 guys that have played at least 23 starts. So I got 3, and I got 2 spots that are just going to be, find out who's going to step up in the camp with pads on.
Yes, sir, Coach. Let's go off the field for a second. We all lost spring downer on everybody around town. But real quick, can you talk about how you and your coaching staff adjusted to losing spring?
Yeah, that was crazy. I'm not sure we really adjusted. It went from being basically, all right, you're going to spring break, you're taking a week off, and the next thing you know, we're locked indoors for 2 months. I wasn't even allowed in the building until I think June. And so we just basically talked and stayed in contact, and we kept making plans, and we kept scrapping plans, and we're contacting our kids, we're calling them, texting them, and just trying to make sure the grades are right, because that was the main thing at that point. Because with the virtual school, to me, the hardest thing to do and the most important thing is the grades, and so now we're scrambling, and it's just crazy. I don't know. It wasn't easy, I tell you that.
Yes, sir, Coach. Kind of like the same question with recruiting. How did you and your staff adjust to that to keep your players' name in the win?
Just a lot of talking to college coaches, talking to them, Twitter, mainly just talking. I mean, it's the same thing as well. We want to come see you during the season. It's like, well, hopefully we have the season. And so I worry more for, this group of seniors coming up, because the big-time guys are going to be fine. They're already identified, but the late bloomers are the guys that are going to have the rough route because, do we have 10 games? Do we have playoffs? I mean, hopefully, Monday, the FHSA makes a decision and says, let's get back to it and get these games and get these films and, get these guys somewhere to get an education.
Yes, sir, Coach. You kind of spoke on it briefly on the field, but you said you was ready. You say they gave you a call and you told them you was ready to go. Yeah,
we're ready. I mean, now, as far as the county, I get it. They're making a lot more money than me, so they're going to get a lot more pressure, and, it's tough. But, to me, the reality is, I'm not a doctor, let me say that, but I just, look at the numbers and look at the death rates keeps going down. and the effects for kids, is minimal. But then again, also the numbers are going through the roof, so it's kind of like, I don't know. I'll just say let's go ahead and do it, because my fear is that if we wait and keep delaying it, and then it gets cold again, and then it really spikes, then we lose the season.
Yes, sir, Coach. Academically, can you talk about how proud you was of your team to stay the course and stick to the standard that you set for them?
Oh, I was extremely worried when we went virtual, like I was talking to you earlier. I've been doing this as, not as a head coach, but assistant head coach since we be year 16 coming up. That's the first time I haven't had anybody in summer school that had to go for academics. Everybody had over a 2.0, were eligible. Now, I even got guys that are taking summer courses trying to get ready for college because, as a ninth grader, maybe they made a D in English 1. They're just now realizing I need to retake that to get my core GPA up and stuff. So we got guys taking courses again, but as far as academically for football, we're totally eligible, which I'm pretty proud of, because, it's just tough because you never know at home who's got access to a computer, the internet. There's just so many variables that you can't control, and, it's just tough on the kids and the teachers, but mainly the kids, because they're used to being in a situation where we're sitting talking face to face, and now, we're looking on this computer, and it's not the same thing, especially if you need help.
Yes, sir.
To me, it's a lot harder to help on a computer than it is in person.
Yes, sir, Coach. Can we briefly talk about what you instilling in these guys off the field? What kind of men you trying to teach them to be off the field, Coach?
The biggest thing you're going to hear us say around here is do the right thing. That kind of encompasses everything. Just do the right thing. It's easy to follow and get distracted, but set a goal for yourself, follow through, and just do the right thing. Be a good person. That's the most important thing. Is eventually you're going to be done playing football. It's a short period. Even if you go pro, you'll be lucky to play 10 more years. That's the reality. And you still got your whole life to be a husband, a father, a brother. Be a good person. Be part of the solution, not part of the problem, I guess is the way to say it. Be productive.
Last question, Coach, before we get out of here, to the class of 2024. That class is going to be very special academically as well as athletically. But to the kids in that class that may be finding it hard to get acclimated to the new normal that may be coming into Baldwin or any school across the district, do you have some words of encouragement or advice for them, Coach?
You just got to stay positive. Bad things are going to happen in life. It doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter how much you make, anything. Doesn't matter about your situation. Bad things are going to happen. You're going to get knocked down, but you got to get up. You got to answer the bell. You got to be positive and just do the best you can. It's never going to be perfect. It's not fair. But you've got to do whatever you can to take care of yourself and your family. Is kind of what we preach here.
Yes, sir. Hey, Coach, thanks for talking with me. Good luck to y'all future here at Baldwin.
All right, appreciate you,
Coach.
Appreciate you.